Okay, so this is a big one. This laptop costs 3.6 lakh. It's running on the latest Intel 13 Gen i9 processor, 32GB RAM, and it comes with a freaking RTX 4090 graphics card. And there are two of them. I mean, the specs cannot get more ultimate than this. These are probably one of the most powerful laptops in the world right now. I'm very excited to try them out. Let's see how they are in the real world. Let's go. Now, since both these laptops have similar specs, the gaming performance and everything will almost be the same. Almost. So I'll be talking mainly about the Strix here, but wherever there is a difference, I'll also mention the Zephyrus. Now, in build quality, while both of these are gaming laptops, they have different approaches in terms of design. Like, if I talk about the ROG Strix first, it's a massive laptop, and the laptop weighs in like about a little more than 3 kgs, and the charging adapter weighs in like almost 900 grams, and together all of this weighs in like almost 4 kgs, and this is like the most heavy laptop that I've ever used. I mean, generally when I'm testing a laptop, I carry it home with me so that I can use it as my daily machine, you know, watch movies, play game, and all the good stuff of being a tech YouTuber. First of all, I need this big bag to put in this laptop, and the way it feels. The plus point of this huge size is better thermals and performance. Now I'll come to that in just a moment. Hang on. Other than this, you get the bestest gaming feature ever created, RGB. You get RGB on the sides, RGB over here, and the logo is RGB. It's like an RGB feast. On the other hand, the Zephyrus here is a bit different. Like, yes, you do get this customizable LED portion on the lid, but the design is more compact. See, it weighs in around this much, which I would say is decent for a gaming laptop because it fits in my bag easily. I carried it every day and I had no issues whatsoever. Moving on to connectivity, both the laptops are fully loaded. So the ROG Strix over here, you get two USB-A ports on the right, and on the left you have one Ethernet jack, HDMI port, two Type-C port, and a headphone jack. Only thing missing here is a SD card reader. Like, come on Asus, video editor's request, please. On the Zephyrus here, you get a Type-C port on the left, HDMI port, USB-A port, and a headphone jack. On the right you have another USB-A port, another Type-C port, and finally a card reader. But this is a micro SD card reader, so in case you want to check your dash cam footage or security camera footage, you can check it directly. Which is like, okay, something is better than nothing, I guess. And there is no Ethernet jack on the Zephyrus, so you'll have to rely on Wi-Fi or get a separate dongle. But the best thing about the ports, I would say, are the Type-C ports, because you can even charge the laptop via Type-C. Coming to the keyboard and trackpad, well, I would say both these laptops are pretty good. Like, the typing experience and even using the Windows gesture and all of that are very solid. Also, both the keyboards are RGB backlit. Doesn't get more gaming keyboard than this. However, there is a small difference between both of them. The Strix here has a full-size keyboard, QWERTY over here and numpad over here, and the Zephyrus here is 10 key less, meaning there is no number pad. Now, when it comes to performance, I would say these are OP. They are overpowered. So both of these have Intel i9 13 Gen HX series processor. Now, we have already covered a detailed laptop buying guide, and we have explained this Intel naming scheme. If you want, you can check that out after watching this video. In simple words, this is the most powerful processor you can get in the Intel series. Besides the processor, you also get 32GB DDR5 RAM and an RTX 4090 graphics card. The Zephyrus here has a TGP of 145 watts and the ROG Strix has a TGP of 175 watts. So basically, more TGP is equal to more performance. Now, we ran a few benchmarks on the Strix, and of course, the scores are very high. Like, this is Cinebench, and then this is 3D Mark. Like, I personally have never seen such high scores in a Windows laptop before. Now, of course, these laptops can easily handle games like CSGO, Rocket League, and all of that. Of course, they should, like 3.6 lakh. So we ran some heavier story-based AAA games. They were pretty smooth. I'll show you some gaming benchmarks. All settings are set to the ultra preset 2K resolution. And since this is 4090, I left DLSS off because DLSS is meant for low-powered GPUs. First, we have Cyberpunk 2077 after the 2.0 update. In Cyberpunk, we are getting somewhere around 40 FPS, which is fine for a story-driven game. And I'll tell you, this is max graphics at 2K. And my favorite racing game, Forza Horizon 5. Okay, in Forza Horizon, we are getting close to 150 FPS and the graphics were unreal. And this is ultra settings, ray tracing, everything on. So yeah, it is top of the line performance. Also, you have that mux switch. So if you're doing regular non-gaming work, the display runs on the integrated graphics card and gives you better battery life. But as soon as you start a game, it switches to the dedicated graphics card. This way, it saves power and battery. More on the battery in just a moment. Now, we cannot show benchmarks and games for both the laptop because then the video will be boring. But the difference in performance is 19-20. That's it. That being said, one point to mention with the Zephyrus is because it packs in so much power in this form factor, it runs hot. Like, it doesn't throttle or decrease performance as such, but when you're gaming, the keyboard area gets hot. So I would recommend playing on the desk with a controller or a mouse. And finally, display and sound. Well, both of these laptops have 2K resolution and they have a high refresh rate. Both of them are 240Hz refresh rate. Plus the displays are G-Sync certified. For those of you who don't know, G-Sync certification is given by Nvidia and it means the display has a variable refresh rate similar to the LTPO tech that you see in smartphones. In short, it means the refresh rate can dynamically change according to the FPS of the game and give you a more smoother, tear-free gaming experience. Plus, the quality of the displays are good. They are both IPS displays. Colors and saturation are pretty good. See, I'll play our favorite Costa Rica video. So now, even if I tilt the display, there is no color shift or anything. Also, the sounds are decent. Like, have a listen. I would say Windows laptops generally don't have good sound, but here, for the price that you pay, the sound is okay. But the biggest pain of a gaming laptop is battery, and the story is no different here either. Like, firstly, don't think about gaming without using the power brick. Just don't. And usually when you don't game on regular tasks, the battery life can go about 5 hours or so. So yeah, that was the all new ROG Strix and ROG Zephyrus. I for one had a blast using them. Like, gaming on them is so damn good, but let's be honest, these are not meant for everyone. These are way expensive. Like, what do I say? It costs more than my Ether. So yeah, if you have the money, come on, get it. I would recommend looking into these only if you're an enthusiast, professional gamer or a professional video editor. On that note, this is Pratik signing off. See you in the next one.